Hey, good day, everyone. So my name is B, and my channel is Be the Truth. B stands for Brandy. So I'm not going to keep you guys very long. This is my very first video, but I've been struggling back and forth on whether, to do this YouTube thing or not. But then the universe keeps kicking my butt, you understand me? Let me know that everything that I have learned, all the knowledge and wisdom and inner and understanding that I've gained over the last 10, 15 years is not for myself. Understand, that was put into me to put out to others. And so this is what I'm gonna stand up and do that at this point. So I'm not gonna drag my feet. I'm gonna get on to it. I want to talk about this Summer Walker and the bitter baby daddy generation. And young ladies, I mean no harm. You understand? And this is all coming from love. You know a tree by the fruit that it bears. You understand? Understand? And anytime anybody's giving you anything, whether it's encouragement, correction, guidance, whatever it is, you understand, it should not come in the form of disrespect. I don't care what they say. You may not like what's being said, but after you toil over it and you sit and you think, if it resonates, it does. And if it doesn't, let it go. You understand? But again, with this Summer Walker and this bitter baby daddy, bitter baby mama situation, look at here, y'all. In this lifetime, this is a lifetime of free will. And a lot of things that we encounter is by choice. Unfortunately, due to the things that we experience early on in this lifetime, puts us in a situation to where we make not the greatest decisions. And, just cut and dry. Females, it is time for us to learn self-respect and self-love. And I want to be honest, a lot of things that we've seen over the years and a lot of things that we've been taught over the years is not it. You understand? We've been taught to, have your man's back and be there through thick and thin and allow him to walk on you and talk crazy to you and have kids out of wedlock on you and all kind of crazy stuff. But you stay that 100 female and you don't cheat and you hold it down, and that's going to make you an A1 female. No, what that's going to do is going to make you bitter on the inside. It's up to us to recognize who and what we're dealing with at all times. And that comes with time. When you first meet someone, of course, they're going to always put their best foot forward and tell you the best pickup line. You understand me, baby? They're going to sweep you off your feet. But you've got to use discernment and take your time. And if you give up anything too fast, you understand, you're giving them what they want without them putting in any kind of effort. And so therefore, why would they want to stay around? I know this sounds kind of old-fashioned, but this is real talk. I'm not a Christian. I don't claim any religious title, but I'm a believer through and through. You understand me? The Bible speaks of that virtuous woman. I'm not sure what the Quran and what the other religions call them, but it's that woman that stands. You understand? She stands for something. She puts her household first. She's not worried about what the streets is saying. She's not worried about trying to be appealing to every eye, because every eye is not the right eye. It's not a good eye. You understand me? She's more concerned with building herself up from the inside out. And then with that, you will draw everything in that you need. So I'm going to use myself as an example. Growing up, I did not have the highest self-esteem because, of course, growing up in the 80s, dark skin was not in. And so, we was called names, or we experienced and encountered a lot of things. And so I think that kind of damaged my self-esteem. I knew I had a bad body, you understand me? Although, I didn't use that. Thankfully, I grew up in a household full of males. And I've always been blessed to be able to learn lessons through other people's mistakes. And so I always sat back and listened to the things that my uncles and my brothers would say about females and how, the females would be so easy and this and that. And I learned those lessons. I also sat back and watched my friends become some of those victims that my brothers and my uncles were speaking of. So therefore, I knew what not to do because I'm very prideful. That's that Leo in me. And I don't want nobody running my name through nothing. So therefore, I always carried myself a certain kind of way. But I also had somewhat low self-esteem, which allowed me to deal with men who were always in relationships. So basically I was always the side chick. And then I got to a point to where I'm thinking why am I always selling to be the side chick? Do I understand and recognize what I have to offer? It took me years. It took me years to understand that. And that's real talk. So I got to a point to where I recognized there was changes within myself that I had to make. So I would not be so willing to allow something that was beneath me. No, not to say that I'm better than anybody else, but there are some things that you're not purposed to deal with. And if you do happen to find yourself in that situation, baby, don't grow bitter. Don't get upset. Learn that lesson. Make those necessary changes within thyself. Don't point the finger and keep on moving. And as you do that, you'll gradually get better and better and better. You'll move from that Summer Walker being bitter about the baby daddy that you knew wasn't shit, that had 3 and 4 kids by other females, that he collected his kids and didn't deal with the mamas, and then he's not even raising them kids. Like, you got to recognize who and what you're dealing with, because a person's going to always show you. They may not always tell you, but they're going to show you what they're about. And it's up to you to stand on what you know to get you through. Females, it's going to be very, very, very important for you to know thyself. Within that, you have to be completely honest with yourself. You don't have to confess this to nobody else but you and your creator and your spirit team, which you desire to assist you along this journey. But you got to start by being honest with thyself. Another good keynote to step on and knowing and finding out who you are is your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign in astrology. Knowing your north node and your south node. Your south node is where you're coming from. Your north node is where you're going to. Also knowing what your numbers mean in your birthday. I myself, I'm versed in all 3 of those areas. And if you desire any kind of assistance, please reach out. I'm not out to do anything for financial gain. I see that right now, the direction that we are going in as a whole, as a collective, mercy. It's not a wonder to me why we've been in the same predicament for years and years and centuries and centuries. You understand me? Our enemy know who and what we are, and they use their tactics to keep us in the position that we're in, and it's up to us to recognize that and do something different without pointing the finger. Make those necessary changes, stand on what you know you're meant to stand on, and walk that shit out. You understand me? With no fear. It's best to have a solid foundation on which you stand. My solid foundation came from the Christian church. No, I don't believe everything that, that was taught in the church. But once I got to a point to where I was like, look at here. A lot of this stuff that they speaking of, I ain't going. You understand? I'm not going to go for it. I'm a filthy rag, and I'm not going for none of that. You understand me? And so that required me to seek. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and that door shall be opened. You understand me? And baby, when I say I went hard, I went hard. And it starts with a sincere spirit. Not chasing or going after anything for what you may or what you want to gain, but for clarity. But for clarity. And then those lessons that you take on, allow them to, those lessons that you take on, allow them to correct you and purify that heart. When I started that walk, my heart was as hard as a cement boulder, and that's real talk due to the things that I've experienced in this lifetime. But then once I started that walk, everything was revealed to me, the reason why I went through. And so then I was able to set those bags down like Erykah Badu and the bag lady. I was able to start setting my bags down one by one. Then after that, my eyes started to open. And then I was able to see the individuals around me and see, who was for me and who was against me. And I didn't have to make a move. You understand me? The universe, the creator, my spirit team removed who was meant to be removed. You understand me? And I kept on going. I'm not going to tell you this walk is easy, because baby, it's not. But I promise you, if you stay focused and you do it with a sincere heart, not to point fingers, but to better yourself, I'm telling you, you're going to get to where you need to be. And it's time for us to stand up. Because not only are we hurting and hindering ourselves, the main thing is we are tainting our babies. You understand me? Our offsprings, those are the ones we're supposed to pass the baton off to take off where we left off. To take over where we left off. But right now, we're so full of trauma and hurt and baggage, and that's what we're passing on to our babies. And it's time to do something different. If you do the same thing, expecting something different, that's insanity. You've got to keep it a buck with thyself. You understand me? Trick everybody else. You cannot please a person who's not pleased within themselves. So stop looking outwards. Ladies, it's time to love ourselves, putting on all these eyelashes and the glue-on wigs, the lace fronts, and don't get it twisted. That stuff can enhance you and make you look good. But when you take all that off, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel comfortable in front of that man that you met all dolled up? Do you feel comfortable in front of him being you, being the bare you? You understand me? It's time for us to get back to the basics. It's time to get back to the basics. It's time to stand up and take off. You understand me? It's only going to get worse. Like I said, I didn't want to stay too long, but this is just my first video, and baby, this is just a start. The next is how we're going to guide and help our kids get to a better place. I love you guys. Everybody stay focused. You understand? The work is in thyself. We cannot point the finger and blame anybody else until we recognize who and what we are, correct our stance, and stand upright. You understand me? Peace and love and forever blessings. You understand me? Till next time, be the truth, baby.